So, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Life and Style, this is Beyond the Sport. I'm Brian Suma, and what you've just seen, that's what you're going to experience today on today's show, because I'm pleased, I'm actually honored to host this guy on our show today. I'm talking about one man who has carried a team from here, from the grassroots actually, back at the Olympics. I'm talking about one man who has made it all. He doubles up as a strength and conditioning coach of the KCB men's team and also the KCB Lionesses, wanaitwa Simba Marara, doubles up as the head coach. So, Mike, karibu sana kwa show.
Asante. Asante.
Tumeona nini hiyo kwanza? Unajua mafans nyumbani wanashindwa. What was that all about?
That's all about psyching ourselves up. Now, after a hard session, the boys need to go home on a high. So wanajipatia morale and they go home on a high.
Unajua nikisema niko honored to have you on the show, it's a blessing. Unajua si kila siku unapatana na watu kama wewe, si ndio?
Asante.
Unaona, si kila siku.
Asante.
Wewe ni legend, unafaa.
Legend.
Wewe tukianza Hall of Fame rugby utakuwa pale. Lakini kitu inanibamba sana hauko kwa rugby peke yake. Hata football unapatikana kule mahali, si ndio? Lakini before tuende hapo, nataka tu watu nyumbani wakujue, wakuelewe. Juu nimesema Mike, wajui Mike ni nani. Mike, kuna Mike wengi Kenya.
Yeah.
So introduce yourself, ulizaliwa wapi? Growing up, how is it for you?
Nice. My name is Mike Shamia. I'm a strength and conditioning coach. I'm a level 2 15s rugby, level 2 7s rugby coach. I'm a fitness coach as well. By profession, I'm more into IT and bid management. Sports-wise, I'm all over the place. I coach KCB Rugby as a strength and conditioning coach and a skills development coach as well. I coach the northern suburbs girls and boys from age 13 onwards. And I also coach FC Leopards as a fitness trainer. Yeah, I've been all over the place. My coaching journey has been very interesting. I started coaching at Brookhouse School, Brookhouse International School. That's where I started my rugby coaching. Where in 2013, all the way up to getting myself into coaching KCB Rugby.
Before we get to know you as a coach, pole kukatisha. Lakini let's get to know, as in rugby, was it something that you just came and met up with it as in muligongana nayo mahali, ama it's you all the way from school? Did you play rugby?
My rugby journey has been interesting. Actually, I started out as a footballer back in Bungoma High School, then kaingia rugby. Then from there, it's just been, things have been happening in my life around the sports, playing rugby in school, rugby, hockey, and soccer in school was really interesting, which ikanieka kwa pedestal poa ya sports. So I just got myself into sports and understanding sports, and it has been quite an interesting journey.
An interesting journey, you say it is. Let's talk about Brookhouse. That's when you started off your coaching career. How was it for you?
It was really interesting because working with the kids was really challenging, but working again, the environment was really nice for a young coach like me. I just completed my level 1 coaching, and it was a very interesting opportunity to have. And those kids were fantastic. We went on to win stuff with them, and they put me on the map.
They put you on the map, but in our sense as Beyond the Sport, I think you put them on the map because of your greatness, obviously. Let's talk about strength and conditioning, because when I look at you, you don't look as strength and conditioning.
Yeah.
To expect him to say ameunga nini. On the show we have had bodybuilders here and everything.
Yes.
We just walk. What does it all entail?
First and foremost, strength and conditioning is discipline. Number 1, discipline. The rest comes. Again, strength and conditioning is really specific to the sport you're playing, what you're doing on the field, and in general, what you want to be as a sportsman. Your diet, is your diet right? Are you resting enough? Are you working out enough? Are you are you relaxed yourself? Are you mentally prepared? Are you psychologically disturbed? All those things, when you talk about strength and conditioning now, you look at all those things.
And talking about strength and conditioning, because we've seen you at different levels, the KCB men's team, you are the strength and conditioning coach there. How is it for you training a club as big as KCB? Because we've seen them clinch Kenya Cup several times at league level. And also national-wise, you're still at the national stage. How is it?
It's very interesting working with the boys, big boys, huge boys, setting out programs for them and making sure the programs are followed. It's really interesting. The boys are really professional and they're really hardworking in the sense that they put in more than I asked for them, and it is really showing on the table, league table, and also the number of players we have on the national team. Working with the national team girls as well as a strength and conditioning coach was really interesting, because you get the best of the best from all over the country, and you just put them to work and get the best results out of them.
Let's break this strength and conditioning thing, because you just told us you work with the boys. The guys back at home would want to know, as in, what does it entail when you talk about strength and conditioning? What does it entail? Like let's break it. Like today, what's your routine like?
Today is Thursday. We're going into a lot of game preparedness, but we did a lot of maintenance work in the morning, in the gym, maintenance work, the running muscles. Had a bit of squats and lunges using dumbbells, and then we had technical runs, 60-meter runs at 60%, 30-meter runs at 100%. That's for maintenance work. Just looking at the game on Saturday. Tomorrow, being Friday and the game is Saturday, we require the boys to have a total rest and have a small run in the evening. At around 6 o'clock, the boys will have a run. Not necessarily we meet to have a run, because most of our players have different work schedules, study schedules, so we actually ask them to do a 15-meter run on their own, just to get them active, and we eat well.
How many meals per day?
Some of our players eat like 4 meals a day. There's some who are on a special diet to bulk up. They go up to 6 meals a day, depending on the workload of the day. We also give them a bit, not all of them, but some of them give them some supplements, which are safe, and we know what we're giving them, and it's really nice to keep the records, always keeping records, always knowing where players are, always seeing them go to the next level.
Rugby on the ladies' side, it's quite new here in Kenya, because it's not as old or as popular as the men's rugby. What made you move and venture to the ladies' side?
Actually, I found myself there. One day I walked into the union, and there were no coaches, and one of the coaches, Mr. Malik, told me to help him. That's how I ended up with the ladies. Ladies rugby is actually big. It's not as small as we think of it. It is very big in terms of the reception the ladies get when they go out there to play. I believe ladies rugby in Kenya is the next biggest thing to soccer, to men's rugby, to sevens rugby, because when we get our ladies to play at that level and they stay there and they excel there, then I don't think nobody will stop Kenya and the Kenya Lionesses. And
talking about stopping Kenya and Kenya Lionesses, we made history, because South Africa is known as a rugby giant, but in 2016, whereby you are the head coach of the Lionesses at the Olympic level, we didn't see South Africa there, but we saw Kenya there. Meaning Kenya, we are on a higher pedestal compared to South Africa.
I believe Kenya we're blessed with athleticism in us, and we're blessed with big hearts. Our ladies, our gentlemen, our fathers, our mothers really have big hearts. If you look around, how many sportsmen are around here? How many ladies are trying on their hands on sports. I believe ladies sport is a big thing. Talking about the Olympics 2016 Rio.
Yes.
Rio was really interesting for us, and we got there. We really worked hard to get there, and the ladies put their all to get there. There was really no resources as much. We didn't have so much resources for them to perform at that level. We didn't have training grounds. We didn't have a proper gym. We didn't have. But the ladies came out and did what they did, and they did me proud. Qualifying for the Olympics and going there and playing their hearts out was really fantastic for me.
Not just you, because compare the two. We took the ladies sevens team and the men's sevens team. Compare the results. The men, actually, who were supposed to, most Kenyans thought that the men would perform better, but the reverse was true.
Actually, the Olympics, talking about that result of men and ladies, the Olympics is a bit different. Teams really come blazing. So there's no underdog, there's no big dog, there's no top dog, there's no small fish. There's teams, guys come.
There's just fish.
It is just fish, and it is the Olympics. It is the highest sporting event that you can ever think of.
Yeah.
So everyone wants to perform, everyone wants to be up there and play the game at the highest level. The result, yes, we finished 11th out of 12, but I believe it will have been much better if we did the small things right. We didn't do, most things didn't go our way, but that is the way it is, and we did our best. The men's team also, they played their part. They did well, but again, it is a sport. It is a sport. Anything can happen. The team that wakes up properly and the team that goes into the game with a sound mind wins the game.
You've been a man who's been in the sport, and obviously when you're in a big and a broad sport like rugby, you have to have wars. And immediately after the Olympics, we saw your wars, whereby you are axed as the national team coach. How was that for you? How did you feel? Because thinking of it, okay, I've taken our team to the Olympics. I've brought results. Yes, they were not good enough, but at least I tried being the first time. Probably you needed some more time to prove yourself as a coach.
Number one, the results were very good. Were very good. We came from the Olympics number 11. How many countries play rugby, women's rugby?
Sure.
How many teams were there? I believe there were very good results. And not everyone was there. That was the highest sporting event, and Kenya was there, and we were representing Kenya. Not continuing the job at Kenya Lioness and Kenya Rugby Union was not my take. The directors decided that they need somebody else, and they sent out guys they sent out invitations for applications, and the jobs were given out. It doesn't matter who coaches the team, it doesn't matter whatever, but we need to put our structures in place to make the team perform, to make the team comfortable, have the girls in camp early enough. The small things are the things that matter. It doesn't matter who's coaching the team, it doesn't matter who's playing the team, but the small things are the biggest thing that matter. But unfortunately, in our sport, the women are not that. We don't give so much emphasis on the women. We had to do most of the things for ourselves until the Olympic Committee came in. With due respect to the union, I know sponsorship is an issue, but we need to do a bit more for the women.
Talking about structures, as a coach personally, what are you doing or putting into place to ensure that at least that gap, because most of the time we've been complaining, in not only rugby but sports in Kenya, we've been complaining that we don't have that generation to come and fill the gap after these big boys have gone, big boys, big girls have gone.
I think, to be honest, charity begins at home, and what we're doing here for the ladies' sport is that we have different ages training here on Sundays, and we try and give them all the basics that a rugby player needs, and they come in every Sunday, play, enjoy, learn from the best coaches we have around, and we hope one day they'll come through and they'll play for the national team. One of the things that I wished for when I was a national team coach was to have girls coming into the national team ready to fire to the next level. But it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy because most of the girls came in from their clubs with the basic skill level was a bit low, so we first started working out
on basics.
On the basics. But at the national team level, you don't need to look at the basics. In other countries, they start at a very elite level. But working with what we have, we go in there and do what we have to do.
Do what you have to do.
That's why we are coaches.
Yeah.
Teach some more.
Yeah.
Make players. Make stars.
Sure. And talking about making players, making stars, let's talk about AFC Leopards, because that's where you've been also as a strength and conditioning coach. And AFC Leopards has had its wars. I'm a big supporter of AFC Leopards, but really I think something went wrong somewhere, but it's okay. But when you came in as a fitness, strength and conditioning coach, the next game, actually the next several games, AFC performed quite well. What was it that you're putting in this team?
AFC Leopards is a very interesting club, and it's really, working with the community. Big brand and a community club is.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Working with a community club, and it's really interesting, and the pressure is different. I joined FC Leopards as a friend, as a fitness trainer, and the first few things we did to put in place is a training regime that works for them, that works for football and works for the local scene. It worked out well. Players started to perform at their optimum. Players started to come in for trainings. Players started enjoying training, because that was also an issue. Players weren't enjoying training. You can't train for 4 hours, 3 hours, and you don't enjoy training because there's no specificity in training. So we came up with a program to put specificity first, to put football specific training, to go into the hearts of the player and to bring their minds back to the game. And it was really interesting working with Coach Stewart, and he was a gentleman. He instilled a lot of things in us. We've learned a lot from him. Working now with Coach Robert Matano is also very, very interesting, and we keeping on.
Keeping on. Guys back at home might be wondering, okay, tumeongelea KCB, tumeongelea Brookside kidogo, lakini FC Leopards wanashindwa wapi? Career yako ni fupi hivyo kweli? So how many teams have you coached?
Wow. Now I think I've worked with more than many teams in Kenya. I've worked with KCB. This is my home, and I've always went and come back. I've worked with Strathmore Leos, both the soccer team and the rugby team. I've worked with Eagle Wings, the basketball. I've worked with, it was really interesting working with the basketball. The ladies.
Whoa.
The ladies were really interesting, and it was fun. Kenya Harlequins, we've done a few sessions with them, not few, lots of sessions with them, and it has been really interesting working with the Kenya Harlequins. They are also very professional side. Western Bulls, we've done some work with Western Bulls in Western. Mombasa RFC, we've done some sessions, fitness work, lots of consultancy work there. I've also worked at Western Province Rugby in South Africa, Cape Town, Western Cape. I was really very well accepted there. When I was in South Africa, I had the privilege of working with the under-20 national team going to the World Cup. Then, awesome experience.
Whoa.
I think I've never had an experience like that. And working with, I was shadowing Coach Mr. Adam Williams, who now is a strength and conditioning coach of the national South Africa team. Awesome. Working with all these coaches just brings you, it brings life out of you, and it brings a skill out of you, and it gives you a confidence that you can, you can't measure it anywhere. I think I'm really privileged to have worked with such guys.
Talking about privilege, I told you at the beginning of the show that I'm having a guy who's quite phenomenal. Now, getting to know you, getting to hear from you, naona kwa nini yenyewe nasema it is a pleasure, because hizo accolades zote, put it in one small man. Si mkubwa sana.
I'm not small.
A small package, lakini sawa tu. Si mdogo sana, but it is a pleasure. Talking about names, Rugby tumeona majina mengi, umekuwa pia basketball, but talk about names. Which are these big names that you've coached?
Wow, big names. I don't look at players. I don't look at the names. You know, I look at the package as a player, and now that player becomes a star, and obviously he becomes a big brand. We are talking about a few boys and the girls I've worked with. Philadelphia Orlando is one good example that we've had a journey with. Curtis Lilako, Darwin Mukiza, football, Alan Wanga. We had a good time working together.
We were with Alan Wanga. He was the first interview we did on the show.
Wow.
Alan Wanga.
Oh, great guys of the sport. Jacob Oje, great guys of the sport. Cecil Africa. Maybe you know him. Yeah. Cecil Africa, Branko Dupria, all those guys, we've had an interaction with them, and on the pitch and off the pitch. And you know, as I said, players, we bring out the best in players. So any player walking in can be a great player. Any player walking in is a star. The moment that you walk on the pitch, you want to play rugby, you want to play soccer, you want to do sport, you want to run, you're a star. It's a matter of just bringing out the star in you.
Yeah, and you are a legend. And talking about legend, this is Beyond the Sport. Hashtag KTN Life and Style. Hashtag Beyond the Sport. Kuna Twitter handles?
At Mike Shamia.
At Mike Shamia. So, huko ndo utampata. At Mike Shamia, at Tsuma_brand. Keep the conversation coming. Tuambie, what do you think about this phenomenal being? Because this is Beyond the Sport. And right now, we're getting a bit personal because tunataka kujua kidogo Mike.
Very good.
Sindio? Tujue zaidi. Hakuna kudaka. So, talk about family. Are you a family man? Probably watoto mahali ama?
Yes, I am.
Yes. Tuambie kuhusu.
I have a big family. I have a big sports family, as you can see around. As you can see around, my lovely woman is somewhere.
Ako mahali.
She's somewhere. I know she's watching. I love you.
Behind every great man,
yes,
there's a powerful woman.
Yeah, she's somewhere. She's watching, and we have a good life.
Kids?
No kids at the moment, but as you can see, many kids.
Many kids.
Many kids.
Many kids.
Can I call them?
Yeah, please. Because I'm
Hey, come over, boys! Girls, come over! Jog! Leo, 10 seconds, last one, 5 push-ups. These are my kids, These are my kids.
Wengi sana.
I'll show you the first. This is the first one.
First one gani?
This one, yeah.
Ana red huyu.
This one.
Ndio the first one.
Huyu.
Aha.
Huyu alafu last one nani mfupi hapa?
Naona wengi.
KCB tuko. Back step. 1 2 3. Go back.
So yeah, that's Mike Shamia for you. Unajua ametuambia kuna watoto wengi na umeona chenye amefanya Hiyo ni kuwa baba. Na sisi kama Beyond the Sport tumeshukuru sana kuwa naye hapa. Hatujauliza chakula gani unapenda lakini.
Wow, food. Fish na ugali.
Fish and ugali. Music,
rumba, rock.
Rumba rock. Looking into this camera, I want you to give an advice to that young person. Anapenda sports, lakini probably one or another hajapata chance to get into the sport he or she likes. So utaanza mu advice aje?
If you love sports, if you love a sport, any kind of sport, walk into any club, walk into any school, ask them you want to do sport. Talk to a teacher, talk to a sports teacher. You'll definitely find the right advice. Sports doesn't come alone. Sports comes with a lot of discipline, a lot of hard work. Education is a plus, but if you have discipline, if you have dedication, you can do any sport you like, and that sport will find you.
Discipline and hard work. Na hizo zingine zote ukitafuta, we bring sports personalities on this show. That's my producer, Rona. Anaitwa Spencer. Na kuna mambo yake pia.
Spencer, good man.
Good pass.
Good pass, Spencer.
Alicheza rugby kidogo. Lakini unfortunately we have to wind up the show with our legend. He is a legend. He's phenomenal and tumeshukuru sana.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Spencer.
Yeah.
Good pass.
Na sasa mimi tukiwa kule nyumbani nawaambia nini? Kula kwa macho, kwani Chef Abdallah is coming up next with the kitchen. So don't go too far. After the break. Shika your ball basi.
Thanks, gents.
Brunch is in between breakfast and lunch.
Kwa hivyo, we are trying to cut corners.
Yes,
That means that baadaye usishikwe na njaa tena. Hati unajiingiza